And then you go completely different with the John Cena with the B2 and the Booyah and stuff. Is that something, you liked about yourself and what you're able to do? Like there's a little bit of versatility there from you.
Yeah, I've always looked at it, that's like I said, you got to be able to adapt because sometimes things don't work. Some um, the 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 thing with the boss man wasn't really a stretch. I mean, that was easy for me to kind of be myself. And then with the right to censor, I always kind of approach. I always had the kind of the ideal in mind of a Southern Baptist preacher, and with with John, that was just purely fun. we it was it was really cool because I knew John from OVW. We'd been down there at the same time, and I'd actually met him during some of his tryout matches. And you knew he had the look. I mean, not even just watching his dart matches, and they would continually get better. Which is what the office always wants to see. We would go come to town once every 3, 4, 5 months. We'd come to California, and when we would, he would have a dart match, and every time he got better. And once I got to know him in OVW and watched his microphone skills, you know, you never know. I mean, there's been a lot of good people slip through the cracks, I'm sure, but I had a feeling that he was going to do well. And then once he hit on the rapper, once he hit on that, man, he took off. Um, but Vince always saw me as a killer. He liked that the big boss with the right sense of the killer, and I'd done that since the day I got in the business. So for me, it was something new. I add a little I don't want to say comedy, but something that people would look at me and say, "Well, that's a stretch." I mean, I don't know if that fits him playing more of the sidekick comedy guy, I guess.
Now, Booyah was your idea or wasn't your idea?
I think it was John's idea. I really don't remember, but I believe it was his idea because I remember, I can't remember the guy's name, but it's at the time he was on Sports Center, and that was his catchphrase was "Booyah." So I think we were just sitting there joking around one day about it, and I think he actually came up with it. But we had a good time with that. I remember we a lot of the your viewers are probably familiar with it. We called it magic back in the day. I can't remember the guy's name, but he did all the props for us back then. So he has his own boxes, his own section back there. And I think me and John were rumbling through it to try to find some necklaces or something. And we stumbled on the old, I don't know if it's original or not, but the $1 Million Man, the dollar sign, the big chain. And, I popped on that. He did too. Because he was a big wrestling historian too. I mean, he grew up watching this business. So, but yeah, I mean, I always kind of thought that was, my job. A part of my job was to, the old saying, when they hand you chicken, something, you turn it into chicken salad. So I looked at it as my job. Was it something I would have thought of for myself? Probably not, but I had a good time with it.